If your child was being abused, and they usually brought it up by themselves, if my child was being abused, that child would be taken care of with my Second Amendment right, and they would die of lead poisoning immediately. The moment they heard about this, they would go out and end that person.
Mm-hmm.
Child, whether it's sexual abuse, whether it's psychological abuse, whether it's physical abuse, they would go ahead and use their Second Amendment right. We're dealing with, how long do you let your child be raped?
Mm-hmm.
How long do you let your child be abused, be hit? How long do you do that before you use your Second Amendment right? And do you use that Second Amendment right against the deputy that refuses to write a report? Do you use that Second Amendment against the police officer that refuses to write that report? Do you use that against the opposing counsel who is, forcing you is acting as a child abuser in family court? Do you use that against the judge who is ordering child abuse against your child and domestic violence against you? By the way, emotional domestic violence, DOJ, harming your relationship with his or her child. That is the statement from them. That is the definition. Who do you use your Second Amendment against to protect your child? Let me rephrase. Let me make sure you understand. If you see your child is being abused, and you've gone to all of these people, including DHHS and the Division of Child Protective Services, and they say, we don't care. And the governor, like Josh Stein, we don't care. It's okay to abuse your child if you're in a divorce. It is
Mm-hmm.
okay to abuse a child if you're in family court, especially if it's psychological abuse, which is the worst type of psychological abuse, according to Joe Spinazzola in his reports, Edward and his articles, Edward Crook and his articles. All these major players who understand that psychological abuse is the worst form of abuse, at least as bad as sexual abuse,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they're not doing anything to protect them. Who do you use the Second Amendment with first?